You know, before I didn't ask this of anybody, those of you who are veterans in this audience, can you please rise? And we would love to give you a round of applause. Thank you for your service. You knew what it was like to go through boot camp. You knew what it was like to be deployed. You knew what it was like to be away from your family. The biggest thank you that I want to give is to, I want to give it to the parents, because my mom, she didn't serve, but my mom was in the military. She was in the Navy. She raised us. So for all of you who are veteran spouses, you need to take a round of applause to because you served just as much as they did. Thank you for your service. Put it together. Okay. Next up, I have the honor of introducing the National Director of Compass Military Division. He's my rock. He's my best friend. And he's my partner in crime, and he's also, I'm very proud to call him my husband. Richard Todd Armstrong, retired Navy.
Yeah! Oh. Man, 2 years in the making. I'm very overwhelmed right now. You don't even realize how much work and effort has been put into this division. The funny thing was, we built it before anybody even knew about it. You know, we presented it to Robert Refkin 2 years after we started it, hoping that he was going to say, yes, let's do this. And he did. So for those that don't know me, I'm gonna do a little selfie real quick. So can I get everybody to squeeze in here? I'm gonna see if I can get this in here. Oh, wrong way. Ah. All right. I don't think that's gonna work. You can't see anyone. There you go. All right, we'll just have to take a.
Here, we'll take the photo. We'll take the photo.
Perfect. I don't think you're gonna see it. Perfect. All right, one thing the San Diego weather people got right was the rain today, which we were supposed to be on the flight deck, but thank God we switched it down here. They don't usually get that right, so thank God they did. You know, it was a Dagmar Metcalf moment. That's an inside joke for those who know, they'll know. For those that don't know me, my name is Todd Armstrong. I'm the National Director for the Military Division. I served 23 years in the U.S. Navy. 10 years into my career, I decided to get my real estate license. So in 1999, I did that. Started working in the luxury market up in Rancho Santa Fe. Because at 20 years, I wanted to retire and start working real estate full time. Well, that 20 years turned into 23 years, so that never happened. And then right after I retired, one of my friends goes, oh, you should come and work for General Atomics and run the drone program. I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. So you could be our lead field engineer. So that's exactly what I did. 3 weeks later, I find myself in Balad, Iraq, with 24 airplanes and a squadron of planes fighting the war on terrorism in a combat zone. 3 weeks after I joined. So it was an eye-opening experience, good money, but I was still selling real estate back here during this whole time. One of the things I always say, those deployments turned into like, go for 2 months, come back for 2 months. Go for 3 months, come back for 2 months. Go for 6 months, come back for 2 months. It got really old for a long time. The minute I got into Afghanistan, a lot of things changed. It got a little bit more hairier, a little bit more dangerous. But I loved it. I loved the thrill of it. And I was still selling real estate back here, full-time real estate business. People's like, how do you do that? One of my old brokers, his name was Richard Woods. He was a small brokerage. He goes, you sell more real estate from Afghanistan than my entire office combined. He goes, how? I said, I have you on the ground, have boots on the ground. If I have you here, I'll continue to send you deals. So I don't like excuses from anyone. Everybody's, oh, this market's so hard right now. If I could sell real estate from a combat zone under fire in Afghanistan, you guys can sell in this market, all right? I'm going to talk a little bit about some Navy leadership that I learned a long time ago. I always did this my entire life, but I never had a word for it. So I had a really good commanding officer, Skipper Drew Basden. He was one of my last squadrons. And he had a name for it, and it was called the gas principle. Everybody know what the gas principle is? No. It's give a shit. Give a shit about the people that work for you. Give a shit about your clients. Give a shit about their families, what's going on in their lives, what's going on in their business, how you're going to make them succeed. So that's what give a shit. Genuine give a shit about their families and what's going on in their lives. The minute you do that, all the success comes to you, whether you know it or not. You just got to genuinely care about people, and care about your clients. It's not about the dollar. It's about people. And we're in a people business. And if you're not doing that, if you don't give a shit about people, it's going to show. So my recommendation is use the gas principle. I used to teach it to all my young sailors and Marines. One of the other things I want to point out too, does anybody know what a plank owner is? All right, so a plank owner, okay. So everybody has joined this division and paid members right now. You're a plank owner. So what a plank owner is somebody that's the first person to come onto a newly commissioned ship. The very first crew of that ship is called a plank owner. So everybody in this room right now that have paid and they're become members of this division, you are now officially plank owners for the Compass Military Division. I'm very proud of all you guys that have come through this. And oops, sorry about that. And I'm going to go through, this is going to be the long part, go through and talk about the people I want to thank, right? This is going to be the hard part for me. Hopefully I don't cry. So the first person I want to talk about is my parents, my mom and dad. They've always supported me no matter what I did. I remember my mom saying, I joined the Navy when I was 17 years old. They had a sign for me to join. And I was overseas when I turned 18. I was living in the Philippines, and actually came on this ship in 1988. I was on board this ship when it was an active ship. And I got on board this ship because it was a punishment because my old master chief said I got in trouble. So they said, you're going to go on a ship and you're going to learn some discipline. So they put me in the laundry room here for about a month. I learned my lesson. But since then, I've been on multiple ships, multiple deployments. I think 17 of the 23 years I was overseas or deployed at one point or another. So I miss a lot of family events. I just wish my dad was here right now. And my brother. Lost them both. And I just hope I made him proud. I also want to thank John's parents. That's my other family, my Texas family. They're also a Navy family. John's dad he's a retired commander. Now he works at the VA as a nurse. So I just want to thank them, give them my gratitude for that. And to my husband, my best friend, my partner in crime, Mr. John Hernandez. I wouldn't be here right now without him. We've been married since 2016, but we've been together for 23 years. It's a long time. So I'm just really proud of everything he's done, and he's actually led. We have an LGBTQ portion of this division, and he's the one that's leading that. Secondly, I want to talk about my best friend, my chief operating officer. Come on up here, Michael. This man is the hardest working man I've ever seen in my life. He's not only juggling life, a wife, 3 kids, 2 dogs, and he's been working his ass off on this for over a year and a half, like constantly. You guys know, you've talked to him. You feel the phone calls, you've seen the emails, the texts at 3 o'clock in the morning or at 4 o'clock in the morning, because that's what it took to get this thing put together. So thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my God. There's an unsung hero in this group right here, and she was our chief marketing director that created everything you see around you, from the logos to the one sheets to the fonts you use in all of our division stuff. And that's Teresa. Where's Teresa at? Come on up. Teresa's been here since the very beginning. She helped us start all this. When she was coming up with the font and all that stuff, I'm like, how the hell did you know that that's the same stencil we use when we do our uniforms when we went into boot camp? That's the font that she'd come up with. I'm like, I didn't even know it existed. So she's been with it from the beginning. She just got a promotion, so we kind of lost her for a little bit, but she's still a part of the Compass Military Division. She always will be. Yes! So thank you so much. My team, they're all here tonight, I think with the exception of one. Some of them travel from LA. Yes, we have team members in LA. We have them from all over the place, even former team members. So people ask us, what is Compass? And I say, well, it's a tech company. We're a marketing company. We're an event planning company. We just happen to have real estate attached to it. That describes our team more than anything else. We work together. As you saw Andy sing the national anthem, we got all walks of life on our team. And I'm pretty sure we represent the most diverse team probably in Compass right now. We have 16 members on our team, including full-time staff. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for all the work you helped me with on this. It's been great. So thank you. Next one I want to thank is the man himself, Robert Refkin. Like I said before, we said, let's build this and they will come. You know, it's just like the old Field of Dreams movie. If we'll build it, they will come. So that's what we kind of did. I said we have to make it over the top and it has to be really nice. We presented to Robert on October 2nd, 2022. He looks at me and goes, how come nobody else has done this? He goes, what do you need from me? I said, I need your blessing. I said, he goes, you got that. He goes, we're going to run with this. I'm like, this is amazing. So I just wanted to thank you for your support and thank you for believing this, because here we are. We're making it happen right now. I also want to acknowledge where it's due as a senior leadership at Compass, including our co-founder, Ori. I think Ori might be here. Co-founder of Compass. We have Rory Golad. If I pronounce that right, Rory, I'm not sure. I'm not going to try to pronounce Liz's last name because I always get it wrong. But I just want to thank our sales managers, Sean Purcell and Liz. Melissa Valdez was instrumental in getting this thing off the ground for us. She was at the beginning helping us out, you know, getting into the leadership and helping us get this thing running. Special thanks goes out to the regional directors all over the country. I think we have 29 right now, all over the country. And our membership, I don't even know what we're at now.
We are at 145 paid members.
Yeah, 145 paid members. And actually in this group here, there's several people that want to join. This has actually turned into a big recruiting tool for Compass. I'm 5 for 5 and recruiting people from other companies to come because of this division. I knew it was going to be like this, so there's going to be more coming our way. So just be prepared. Special thanks to Stephen Whitburn. He's our District 3 council member. He's here. He'll be speaking a little bit after this. I'll introduce him. We have Chula Vista Mayor, John McCann. He's a veteran himself, and he's at the right. He's with the Navy, which is the right one. I want to welcome you and thank you for coming. I appreciate that. Let's see. Special thanks to Brenda Fernandez. Where's she at? So Brenda's the one I'm like, she has to hear all my crazy ideas and she has to hear all the stuff that we want to do. And she's like, I'm like, how do we do this? She's like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to find out. And she always finds the answer. So thank you so much, Brenda. I appreciate it. Lauren Park, she's our new marketing person that got assigned to us. She just kind of started, but been very instrumental in getting this stuff off the ground. So thank you, Lauren, if you're here. I'm not sure if you're here. All right, we're gonna go to some of our sponsors. So right now, we have a couple 5-star sponsors in the house. We got JP Morgan Chase. I'm a little shout out to H.C. Bennett and Dominique. I'm not gonna pronounce Dominique's last name either because I would probably murder it. But thank you so much. We're gonna be hearing from Maz here shortly when I'm done. The other 5-star sponsor, when you're a 5-star sponsor, that means you've donated $10,000 to this event. So I really appreciate that. But the most surprising 5-star sponsor was the actual inspection team that we use almost on a daily basis from our team. I've kept Pacific Crest home inspections a secret from all the other agents because I wanted him for myself, and I wanted him available when we needed him. But the cat's out of the bag now. So I'm going to thank Andrew Powell and his team. He's veteran-owned. He's a Marine veteran, and he hires veterans. So he has several people on his team. He has a booth back here with all kinds of swag and giveaways. So make sure you visit him. And then we have some of our 4-star sponsors. So the official tax and accounting firm for the Compass Military Division is Invictus Advisors. They're right back here. It's Jeff Redondo and Vidal Espinoza. He also happens to be my bookkeeper and my tax person for my own team. So amazing, amazing people. If you don't like to pay taxes, you need to talk to them. They're experts in what they do, I'm telling you right now. So the rest of the sponsors I'm going to talk about, Ty Hines Media. He's the one you see around here with all the videotape. He's our official videographer, photographer. Step and to repeat. He's been doing all of our videos for years. Actually been on a couple TV shows with him with real estate related. We have Fidelity Home Warranty with Debbie Levinson. She's back here over to the left. I think Debbie has gotten all of our home warranties for the last, 15 years probably. She gets it all. Because she answers the phone on the weekends when a client has a problem. She will answer the phone all the time. So that's why we use her a lot. Agenta is our website company. It's the official website designer of the Compass Military Division, actually in my own Armstrong and Associates website. So they are one of the other sponsors. We have Rancho Ted. He is our hard money lending specialist. He's right over here. We don't go to anybody else for hard money lending. Rancho Ted is the best. We also have one of my best friends, and I want to give him a shout out for being a really good friend of ours. He's one of our besties, and he owns one of the biggest janitorial companies here called DAPA. His name is Luke Mahoney. He's somewhere here in the crowd, but I want to thank you too. We have Graystar Development. We represent a couple of their buildings. Those were at the Sports and Entertainment Division party on Monday. That was one of the buildings that I represent. They also donated. We got Edward Jones with Eddie Zuniga. He's here. He's right over here. If you guys want financial counseling and advice. Dignified Insurance. So one of the guys on my team, his name is Paul Scalone. So we coined the term, better call Paul. So biggest problem in California right now is getting insurance on your house, right? So the very first call you should make, besides writing an offer, is you better call Paul, because I brought him on the team. He's a realtor too. Brought him on the team because that's the first call we make nowadays instead of writing an offer, because we didn't make sure the house is insurable. So thank you, Paul, for your donation. We got San Diego Resident Magazine. So you'll see the Resident Magazines over here on the tables over here. We got Steve Kane. He's the one that presented this to us. That's our direct mail piece. You can go look at it. He can do this pretty much anywhere in the country, I believe. Am I right, Steve? They're growing anyway. We have the Heroes Program with Johnny Perez. I don't know if Johnny's here. That's going to go coincide with the Compass Military Division, part of our education portion. We'll get into that more later. And then we got Financial House. They're right over there. So Andrew Baker and Erica Cordova, they're pretty much the financial planners for all the millennials out there and the youngins. So they work hand in hand with us when we're talking to the young sailors and Marines and we're doing our seminars. They're the ones that help them with their financial advice. The good news is they teach them how to buy real estate because they know how effective that is in building their portfolio. All right. We have Beth Ulrich. She's got the #1 team in Minnesota. She came all the way from Minnesota to be part of this. Thank you, Beth. Appreciate it. We have College Hunk Moving. It's another moving company here local. We also have Elmer's Moving with Art. Art has moved my house probably 2 or 3 times and my office twice. Great people. We only recommend people that we've actually used ourselves or somebody else can vouch for. We like to do veteran-owned. One of the big key aspects of this division is going to be creating a network of vendors that are vetted and we trust all around the country. Imagine handing that to your client when they ask you for an electrician or inspector or a plumber. We're going to have all that. So I want to do a special shout out to our regional directors here, Noel Wheeler and Winnie Gonzalez. There are our regional directors that just took the lead here. They created the first San Diego military relocation guide, and it's freaking awesome. In fact, the rest of the country are going to use that as their guide. They did a phenomenal job on that, so thank you for that. Over here to our right, we have gifted blind artists, crafters, and knitters. I don't know if you noticed that table when you first came in to your right. So I'm going to give you their mission statement. They celebrate the blind, visually impaired talents through art, music, and handmade gifts. They have a table here. They have a lot of good handmade gifts. But it's a really cool organization, and we have them here. So thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate that. We have Chartwell Escrow. So with John Curry and his crew, we haven't used any other escrow company besides Chartwell. So I thank you. Thank you. And I thank Robert Refn for choosing them because they're an amazing escrow company. And I've been through a lot of them. Jessie Dreyer, she really started helping us out with this event because we had no clue what we were doing. She happened to be an event coordinator, so she got us started, got us on the right path, helped us with the vendors, helped us with the food and the music and all that jazz. So thank you, Jess. And then we have Kwa. She's in the staff of the USS Midway. She helped us put all this together, and she helped us change it for Monday. Monday night, we had to make a decision to move it down here to the hangar bay. Today, we had to ask for another 30 tables and more food because more people were showing up. So we're like, no problem, we just did it. Our DJ, Chris Freeman, he'll be spinning more music. Where is that? I don't know. Oh, there he is. And then our bartenders, thank you so much. And finally, our caterers at Cafe 41, which is right here on this ship. So right now, I'm just going to please to introduce to you Mr. Stephen Whitburn. He's our District 3 council member. He does so much for our community. I've met him many times in other events and other galas we've been to, but he's just done so much for this community. So he has a proclamation that he's going to talk about, and I'm going to turn the mic over to Stephen Whitburn.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Todd.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.